computer screens.
We are
accidentally twinning. This was pure accidente.
This was pure accidenta.
Kate walked right into the room, and I saw her out of the corner of my eye wearing a green jacket, black pants, and shoes. And I said, I'm wearing green jacket, black pants, and shoes. And then she turned around, and bam! We're both wearing my new merch. This is Total Accident. Thank you for supporting your friend.
Hey.
By the way, you can get this at kidbell.com. It says confidently insecure. Anywho.
Confidently insecure.
Guys.
It's happening.
The title says it. This is not clickbait. This is not a drill.
This is a big announcement.
Not a fake news.
This is not a fake news.
I don't even feel comfortable saying it.
I don't either. I wish that anything else was happening. Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
I am leaving the podcast. And the truth of the matter is...
Sorry.
The truth of the matter is the reason why is because there was one mean internet comment.
Is it really? No. I was like, wait, you didn't tell me this part. To be fair, Kate told me this. Well, I kind of knew.
Yeah.
Like, there was a...
I'm sure you guys probably knew, too. I was kind of not myself for a little while.
And I just could tell you weren't having fun anymore. So Kate did tell me last week, so this isn't like a super shocker. I kind of saw
that would be
coming.
Such a dick move.
It would be a dick move, but I, wouldn't be surprised.
I said it on the podcast.
Oh no, that I would be really surprised. I would be really pissed because I'd think you're joking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell them why, Coach.
Well, a couple of things. Okay.
Don't freak out. We know you guys are probably freaking out.
Yeah.
We were literally, the one thing we were worried about was I was like, dude, I'm fine. The podcast is going to be fine. I don't think the fans are going to be okay with it.
I think you guys will be fine. You'll be fine.
I'm still wrapping my head around being fine with the fans now realizing this, but I'm scared.
Yeah. I mean, it's not because of you guys.
That's for sure.
It's literally, it's not you, it's me.
Damn.
I think we kind of live in an age right now where when we share a whole bunch of stuff, the more you share, almost like the more people reward you for sharing like really private parts of yourself and parts of your life. And I'm not even able to really do that in like interpersonal relationships. Like when I'm sitting here and having an actual conversation with someone, I'm not as open as I am on this podcast. So I think that I was trying to be more vulnerable and open by talking about stuff on this podcast. And I ended up turning something that I wanted to do in my everyday life into a job. And then I don't do it in my everyday life.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's false. That's false. That's untrue to you. It's me lying to you guys in a big way by being like, yeah, just like be honest and talk with them and stuff when I'm not doing that in my own life. And I think that I kind of need to separate. And I think a lot of times, like, it's hard to separate. This is by far the most successful thing I've done at BuzzFeed.
Which is like nuts.
Yeah.
We had no intention of this being like as awesome as it ended up being.
Yeah, so I think it's important to know that even though something is successful and even though something might be working, it might not be working for you and it might not be right for you. So that's where I'm at right now. And I was really scared to tell Kelsey, but
Shouldn't
I think
have been.
I know, but I don't want to hurt anyone or make anyone feel bad.
Yeah.
Especially my friends, and I don't want to. I try to control other people's feelings by keeping the truth from them. So,
but you also do this thing where you like put your needs second to people because you're trying to like to please. I mean, not only me. We have like hundreds of thousands of listeners.
Right.
So it was like you were keeping up this like energy, and when you do that, like the metaphor we used last week was like when your parent wants you to play a sport, and like even though you could be fucking awesome, it's like the classic tale of like a football player who wants to be a painter. He's great at football, and it doesn't matter how great at football he is if his heart. I don't know why I'm saying I played football in high school.
You did?
Flag football. I was a quarterback.
Oh, excuse me.
I know,
we got a regular
I'm
old
an athlete over here.
What's his name? Matt.
What are you trying to say?
Matt from Friday Night Lights.
Oh, I never watched it. And you know this. You know this, Kate. Oh. It's been a contentious point in our relationship for years. And two, like, I think the thing I was most scared about was like Kate said, it was the most successful thing. And it went in a direction that we didn't intend it to. Like, when we started this podcast, we jokingly were saying, like, it's a podcast where we fuck up so you don't have to. But we didn't want to every week be fucking up and, like, putting out, like, the most vulnerable, like, scary parts of ourselves. We really did intend for this podcast to be about learning and through, like, learning about other people. So, like, we wanted to do interviews. We wanted to, like, touch on subjects that we felt scared to touch on. We wanted to, you know, fuck up that way. Yeah. I don't think it kind of accidentally tumbled into, like, okay, what disastrous thing can we talk about that happened to us this week? It became like
sacrificing. It became like an emotional Jackass, which I fucking love Jackass.
We've talked about it on the podcast.
I love Jackass. Yeah. But it became like, I'm a writer. I want to write. That's what I want my focus to be on. I don't want my focus to be on it came to a point where I felt like I was, and to no one else's fault, literally just my own, like I was exploiting certain parts of myself that I don't really let myself take part in my regular life. So,
and like you said, like, you want to be a writer, and you were talking about last week, like, you give all yourself here, and so it's like not authentic.
Yeah.
The way you used to self-care was, like, through your writing.
Yeah.
And you were able to use your experience through writing. And now that you're coming here and, like, depleting your resources every week, it's like, how do you write after you've expunged all your sponge?
Yeah.
You've wrung out all the water.
Yeah,
there's nothing left to pull from.
Communication and entertainment in a way. Like, I try to make it, I try to make it entertaining. But, yeah, so I know that it's not good for me right now.
Yeah.
And
it's gonna be okay. Like, we're not just gonna never hear from Code again.
Right.
Like, I'm still gonna, whether she likes it or not, make her listen to it every week to make sure that I don't fuck up saying things. And then, you know, I'm gonna still need her opinion on stuff when I obviously have a very specific point of view, and I think that's why this podcast works so well, is because of how different our points of view are on things, but, like, how we're still able to be friends so tightly. And, like, wait, sorry, I just noticed you have, like, 7 Post-it notes stuck to the camera on your laptop. She's showing you. Why do you have, like, 7?
Because when you put one, you could still see through it. And I had a dance party the other day by myself,
and I just covered your webcam.
I didn't want the internet to know in case they were looking.
I'd pay to see that quality content.
Thank you.
What was I talking about?
Don't remember.
Me neither.
You were talking about. My mind went blank.
Me too. Whoa, how did that happen just now?
Oh, I wonder if something happened and, like, the guys from Men in Black came in and we had a whole adventure and an alien attack, and then they just erased
it. Yeah,
I'm a little tired.
It is Tuesday. We normally.
Well, no, it's because we just fought a bunch of aliens, but we don't remember it. Oh God, here they come again!
Jesus Christ. The other thing too was, like, I think the thing that was most scary to me was that we had all these plans, like, from the day one of the podcast. The only reason why our old boss even let us do this was because we had plans to write a book, tour, make merch for you guys, and try and turn this into a fun show that could be, like, sold in a different way that's not just audio. And so, like, in my head, I was like, we have this very clear path. And we were on our way. I mean, we did our first live show, and we were, you know, trying to plan more shows, and we were getting, like, sponsors and yada, yada, yada. And in my head, I was like, how are we going to do that now? And I keep saying we because I'm still, like, not letting you go from this. And I don't want it to be, like, just my thing because we built this together. And, like, it will be a little different bit of a podcast. Like, it is going to be different. And Kate was like, maybe you should get someone else to fill in for me. And I don't know yet what it's going to look like. I mean, it could be, 2 totally different people in a year. I don't know. But, like, it just didn't feel right putting someone else in because then I just feel like I would be, and maybe the audience would be too, just comparing them to you. And so even like in my head, I was like, well, maybe it would just be fun to rotate like a co-host out every now and then. Like I know you guys loved hearing from Freddie and Jasmine and like our other friends. But even still, like, how do I navigate now all these plans? You know, it's stupid, but they always say, like, what is it? God laughs when you make plans. And I don't believe really in the traditional idea of God anymore, but I do think that statement is true. Like, when you try and make concrete plans, of course the universe is just going to, like, pull the rug because that's not how it works. So I think that's what I was most nervous about was, like, why would you want to, like, fuck that up? And then I'm like, well, that's not what she's doing. Like, she's doing it for herself, and you have to. Like, you always are the person who says, like, you have to put your safety mask on first before you can take care of someone else. Yeah. And, like, it'll figure itself out. You know, I think it'll be fun to get more interviews, which is what we set this podcast out to be. And then, like, still make you do things. Still make you come in and answer questions or, you know. Yeah. Be a guest even.
Sure. I don't know what it is. Because it doesn't. It's a very weird thing to be like, why? Why do you want to, like, look at what you're doing? And I don't normally ever take care of myself to a point of where it hurts someone else. So I don't want to, like, I don't.
Well, I'm not hurt. I think the audience is going to be really.
Well, yeah, but we had plans. We had, you know, we had all of these things, but that was kind of from the, I guess not from the maybe from the get-go, or like kind of into it. I was like, my vision of, like, I don't know, having a show or writing a book or doing something like that wasn't this. Yeah. And though I like it, I really like being there. I like that people reach out and they feel comfortable and they feel like they found someone who's going through the same thing that they are. I can't, there's like such a fine line between artist and activist, and
you became like the poster child for something.
Yeah, and I'm not. Like, I know a lot of people will ask advice, and I don't know. I thought it was only 8 ice cream sandwiches this weekend, but from Friday to Sunday, I had 12 ice cream sandwiches. I stress 8 ice cream sandwiches all weekend.
What were you stressed out about?
This.
Really?
Of course.
Why?
Because it's an uncomfortable thing.
Fair. Okay. I guess I was like mentally prepped since last, maybe even before then. I don't know.
But it's so sometimes I'll say stuff on here and I'll look at the camera and I'll be like, okay, we're going to do, like, this is what's going on with me. And this is, you know, whatever. And some stuff in the beginning, I was distant, like I had enough of a distance between that I was able to, like, laugh about it and be like, that's good. That's a good place for that story. That's where that could live. But now that I've sort of exhausted all those stories, like the things that I'm far enough from, now I'm like tapping into things that are happening right now. And I would walk away from here and be like, I wasn't ready to show that yet. I wasn't ready to do that. And that's okay to do that. And I'm really grateful that you are like responding in a way that is the way that we would ask someone, like, if someone were to write in and say that they had this thing, I feel like this would be the advice that we would be like, it's not fair to your co-host, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just, you know, sometimes you make up in your head what will be worse than what's actually happening.
Yeah, because I could tell you were, like, nervous when you were telling me, and I was like, I wanted to be like, I already know, and like, this conversation's not going to go probably how you think it would in your head, because like, I'm sure you
I was there, like, I was like digging my thumbnail.
Well, you go like, I have some bad news. And I was like, oh, wait, did someone die? Are you okay? But, I mean, again, like, I would be also a fraud if I were to, like, sit there and be like, well, maybe give it another chance. And I think I presented all the options to you. I was like, well, what if we, like, took a break? Or, like, what if we ended season 1, you know, today, and we took, like, the summer off and we come back in the fall? Or, like, and I was like, well, just the producer side in me was like, make sure she knows, like, that she's not stuck in this thing, or, like, it doesn't have to be this way. Like, what if she comes in and we just interview people and we don't tell personal stories? And then I was like, why am I trying to, like, negotiate in my own head when like she's already made up her mind. I kind of already have made up my mind that that's like what the best thing is, and like just let it be what it is instead of trying to make something work when like it's just not. And I think too, like I wrote down friendship in our thing because like I think it's also too important to note that like when you're going into business with that's what this is, right? Like it's a business, and like I'm such a control freak and you're so like laissez-faire, and we were trying to and it just like it was uneven in the way that I was stressing out over things that you had no control over, and like I think it affected our friendship, and people were commenting on it that like I think too it was just affecting the way that we were being friends, and like we almost weren't talking to each other about things because we were like, oh, we'll save it for the podcast, and like then it was like we weren't even really hanging out anymore because we were spending so much time together here. And I think it's important to note that like sure we could have kept going and forced this, but then we would have ended up not being friends. I think after even our while.
Show, if we were touring, if it was still like how we did it in Philly, we would not be friends past like a week. Because the Philly show, I was like, we were just gonna go to Philly, and just have a weekend there and just have fun. And then you're like, let's do a show, and I was like, yeah, if you want to do it,
And then like, I didn't have to test the show.
Shit, I emailed like a couple places, and then Kelsey literally carried the banner through.
And I like doing that, you know, and I'm gonna continue to do that. And it won't feel like you should feel bad about not doing something that you don't want to do,
right?
you know?
So. Thank you for being so cool
and doing this for as long as you did. And I don't even want to get like emotional about it because I know like we'll find a way, to keep being friends and continuing to like work together and stuff.
Yeah, people could be friends without being business partners, right?
I can't.
Yeah.
Look at the classic duos, Penn and Teller. That's the only duo that's coming to mind right now.
Yeah, those are business duos.
Yeah, they wouldn't be friends without their magic show, would they?
Yes, bitch, they'd still be friends.
I know, but like I don't know.
See, that's like a big reason why I'm not a big reason, but that's like one of the things is that like I don't want to just exist for a work thing.
Yeah.
Like I want to. Yeah. I think that it's really. I don't know. I think I get caught up. I think a lot of people do get caught up in the idea that if this is working, then milk it dry. Like really go for it or whatever. But and kind of turning their life into some sort of like business and like the idea of I hate the word influencer. Yeah. I fucking hate it so much. I hate it. I don't want to be it. I started to be it, and I fucking hate it. I don't want to be like, hey guys, check out what I'm up to today. I don't fucking care, and I don't.
It's good for people who like that because it's very important to be like.
But it makes me sick to my stomach.
And I think that taught me a lesson too. Like we talked about it last week that like I built myself up here by putting myself out there in videos and talking about like being the messy one or the drunk one, and like I was able to also do that through scripted videos. And what this turned into was like I was revealing every single part of myself. And so I have a friend whose brother is weirdly super famous, and she told me once that he doesn't have any social medias because when you walk into his movie, he wants you to have no preconceived notion. And I feel like what a lot of like YouTubers have done is they built themselves up on these YouTube platforms being unscripted and just being themselves, and then they cross over into what they really want to do, which is like act and be on TV or in movies or in scripted YouTube Red shows or Hulu, whatever. And then it's hard to separate who they are on your YouTube channel from who they are in this movie.
It also becomes pretty fake, in my opinion. It becomes like you become a caricature of yourself, and I didn't want to do that. I don't want to be like, this is who I am right now, and now
that's all you're ever gonna be.
And then there's no room, because then I'll be fucking 30-something acting like I was, you know what I mean? Like then you're just playing a part, and there's not a whole lot of room for growth. So, and I think that not everything has to last forever.
Yeah.
Some things are like a fun thing to do. Like, that's why miniseries exist.
This is fun. Let's think of it this way. This was a mini-series of Kate on Adultce, and now we're moving it to another mini-series.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good lesson that you taught me, too, because, like, again, we are in the entertainment business, and when people Google us, the first thing that's going to pop up now is, like, pussy facts and getting dick down.
Dude, I thought about that yesterday. I was like, I can't get a regular job.
No, well, why would you?
I wouldn't, but I'm just saying, like, if
you definitely can't.
Like, I for sure, like, there's no way I could go not do this.
And it's good to keep some things to yourself. Like, we want to be here for you guys in a way that also doesn't jeopardize who we can grow into.
Right.
Which, like, I mean, this was fun for 27, whatever it is.
I'd also like to say.
Do say.
That's not what I wanted to say, but that's part of it. Is that I think it's really good to have, like, people that you look up to and role models and stuff like that. Oh, God.
Wow,
but
it's coming. I'm gassy, too,
yeah.
so.
But, nice.
Sorry. It's nice to have role models.
It's nice to have role models, and it's nice to be like, oh, I'm not alone. I'm not alone. If there's anything that you get from anything I've ever said, it's that you don't need an example to know you're not alone. You're not alone. Yeah. And whatever you're going through, you're not alone. Someone has been through it too. There are places and people that you could find. And also, if you feel you're strong enough to be alone, you know what I mean? Because I think that role models are really cool, but I mean, even the past, like, Louis was a role model of mine.
Yeah, yikes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fucking John Lasseter was a role model of mine. Wow. He did Toy Story and stuff. Yeah. Like, there are, your role model, don't give too much power to role models. Yeah. Or
even, like, Chelsea Handler, right? Like, that was who I preached day and night that I wanted to follow in her footsteps. And she went from, like, drunk mess host to, like, now she gave up a Netflix show. She gave up millions of dollars in opportunity and a platform to go focus on politics. Like, people change. Like, they shift. And to know that, like, you don't have to have this idealized version of what a hero is because they're human. And that's, I think, if anything, is also, too, what we're realizing in this is, like, you preach day and night that we're human. And, like, we got to kind of take our own advice a little bit here and realize that, like, Coat's a human, guys. She's a human, believe it or not. I poke, but there's feelings.
It's right in my temple, dude. That's my soft spot on my head.
Well, I'm so... I mean, I tell you this every week. Like, I'm always... And especially when we, like, started editing this in the first episodes, like, I just was so proud of us. And specifically proud of you because I think I thought we were going to go into this with one way of you being, like, not like meek, but like less experienced or like less confident. And every week it was like you became more and more. I was just like in awe of watching you grow, and so I know it like sucks, but thanks for putting yourself out there for. Don't give me that face. 427. I don't even know what number this is, but I couldn't have done any of this without you. And
buddy, you could have.
Well, it wouldn't have been as good. Yeah, but people write in every week, and like I would tell you this all the time that people would more so go, "I'm the Kate." You know, and like I'm just, and they would write that to me, and I'm like, I know, like she's amazing, and yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a change, and it's gonna be weird, and we might lose some subscribers, but
do you guys want to know a funny story?
I'm scared. I don't know this story.
I didn't tell you ahead of time. I didn't mean to not tell you, but I just forgot about it until now. So we're recording this on Tuesday morning. We normally record on Monday mornings. But yesterday I went to do a video where I went to hypnotherapy. Scottish lady. That's not Scottish. What did I do?
I don't know.
Anyway, we went to this woman so that she hypnotized us. It was like hypnotherapy, past life regression or whatever. So like she hypnotizes you and you get into this like very comfortable state and then you tell her who you were in a past life.
Wow.
So I still don't know how much I believe in it because I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm going to figure out that I was a pirate. I was like a cool, scrappy pirate on a boat. Just little and like telling people who's boss.
Like,
you know what I mean? They're like, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but maybe like a teenager. Like I would be young and scrappy, and then just like my country, I'm young and scrappy and hungry. Sorry, it's from Hamilton. Maybe you've heard of it. Okay. Sorry. So anyway, so I'm in the chair. Everyone else went. Joyce went. Curly went. I'm not going to spoil who they were, but I am going to spoil who the fuck I was because I'm so embarrassed by it. So I get on this weightless chair. And I'm going, and there's
What's a weightless chair?
I don't know. It's just like a recliner.
Oh, okay. It's very specific.
But she said it's like a weight. Everyone has a point of weightlessness. So I was like, finding my, whatever. And then,
okay.
Yeah. And so then there's a therapy cat that was on my lap. Oh, she had 3 cats. It was awesome.
I saw on your Insta story. I was like, where are you?
Yeah, Malibu. Fucking awesome. And
the city. After all this time.
After all this time.
Can you believe?
Do you believe?
Can you believe?
Okay, so she's like, she takes me down to the meditation or whatever in the trance shit. And then she's like, okay, what do you see? Turns out what I saw was me like at a campfire with a bunch of cowboys.
Okay.
And I had 3 sons.
Oh.
And my husband was dead. Like, he wasn't around. I don't even know if he was a good guy. But the other cowboys were, like, not good to me. They didn't, believe it or not, men respected women even less in cowboy times.
Wow.
And so they were, like, mean to me. And I didn't want my sons to see that. But I knew that my sons would be okay. So I left. I left my sons. I abandoned my sons. I abandoned my sons so that they would be because they would be respected. I didn't want them to see them like seeing me get like assaulted and stuff.
Aww.
So I left and I went and started to work in like linens. I worked in linens and then died of heartbreak.
Oh, Jesus. Well, that is not a metaphor for what is happening here.
It was such a crock of shit.
Wedding sounds like a very relaxing job.
Yeah, but that gave me a lot of like calm time to think about how I could have saved my boys. But I couldn't have. No one would respect a single mom like that.
Sometimes you have to do what's best for the greater good, even though it might hurt you at the time. Maybe this is a metaphor.
Fucking
minus you dying of heartbreak.
Someone who was there was pregnant, and I was just like, I'm sorry. But I was like fully aware of what I was saying, and the woman was
Were you laughing?
Dude, it took everything in me not to laugh, because at one point she was like, and what did you do? And I was like, left them.
I cannot wait to see this video.
I mean, it's true that, like, yeah, there's a serious part of it that's like, well, yeah, there was a time, and still today, women don't have a choice for that sort of stuff, and you just have to do it, and a lot of people could judge them from the outside. All that sort of stuff.
Did you feel good about it?
No, I felt like shit the whole day.
I had we did this for my series where she did the same thing. It might have been the same lady, I wonder.
Was her name Lisa?
I don't remember. It was like a year and a half ago.
Was she little?
Yeah.
But older? No, cut that part out.
It doesn't matter. She can be older. Age exists.
She's 60.
I would say, no, this chick was probably in her 40s. But she told me, my nipple really hurts. I don't know why.
I'm gonna rub it.
No, please don't. She told me that I was a Egyptian prince, but like a bad one. One that was like very tyrannical.
Tyrannical.
So I was that. So I was like bad.
But she told you.
Yeah.
I said my stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because then it's like, it's all about like imagination and stuff like that. Like that I don't know, something about I don't know enough about it to shit on it or to believe in it. But
that's kind of funny.
But
I totally believe
like
you were
Curly
cowboy
and Joyce.
times.
Yeah. Curly and Joyce were both like very innocent and beautiful and like
Curly's would be. Fucking Curly is
and
like
Joyce
the best
too, like
human
were,
ever.
and then I'm just over here like, I fucking left my kids.
But maybe that'll give you some sort of closure on something. Subconsciously. I don't know, I'm trying to turn this into a good.
Do you want to have an experiment?
Okay.
Do you want to host this for 2 minutes while I go pee?
Oh my God, I'm so scared. Yeah, go for it. I gotta get used to this. Okay. Kate is getting up and exit. And that's the last time we ever saw Kate again. Bye. Just kidding. Oh God. Guys, I am so scared. I'm so scared to do this alone. I feel like, I don't know, maybe this will be good. It'll teach me how to talk slower. My dad always said I talked way too fast on this thing. Hey, if you have some podcasts that you like where it's just one person talking the whole time, I'm a big fan of Anna Faris's podcast, but even she has a co-host. Chris Hardwick, man, love that guy. But he didn't really talk alone. But please feel free to send me your suggestions. Oh God, guys, I promise next week I'll be way more prepared to do this alone. Hey, I'm going to be in Montreal this weekend. Never been. Love Canada. Hope it's not too cold. If you live in Montreal, shoot me a tweet. Tell me what I should do, where I should go. Fuck, guys, I'm really sad, but don't tell Kate that because I don't want her to feel bad. I just don't know how I'm going to do this without her. You know what I mean? Like, I have such strong opinions. Wow, you're seeing me real vulnerable right now. She balances me out, you know? She's the yin to my yang. She's the white to my red. I'm going to still call her in and answer fan questions because I need her opinion on things. Oh, God. Oh, thank God you came back. Oh, my God. I literally was like about to just turn this off for a minute until you came back. That was hard. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, no.
I just think I need someone to just even to talk to. So I think I'm going to need to get like a camera person at least or an audio person so that I don't feel like I'm just talking to an emptyless void with no purpose whatsoever.
Yeah.
That was really hard, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no.
It's okay. We're gonna slowly phase you out.
What if next week I'm here, but I'm not, I'm just over there, and you can hear me sometimes?
Can you be here and just in the room, and then if I need something, I'll be like, right, Kate?
Yeah, and I'll just be working on my own stuff.
I like that.
Let's do it.
Should we talk about this week's subject?
Oh my gosh.
This is a fun one, and I think, too, that's gonna be another thing about, like, phasing out. Is like every week we wanted this to be a comedy podcast.
I know you're listening, but this Kelsey just leaned back and rubbed herself.
I don't know why my nipples are so sensitive.
Wait, feel my boobs in this bra.
Is this a new bra?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you go get fitted for a push-up or what is that?
That's all natural.
Wow.
That's my boob.
Holy
That's
shit.
That's just underwire and then everything else.
Where's
is
it
my
from?
Boob.
Third Love. Third Love. You
Send it to us, bitch. No, it's from Victoria's Secret.
What is her secret?
She a hoe?
I'll believe it. That's the other thing is we wanted this to be a comedy podcast, and I feel like every week it got so dark, which is fine sometimes to get dark, but we want to talk about some fun stuff today. So that was me trying to do. I'm not good at that one.
Sound like a grandma.
Thank you. There's spit all over the table. We want to talk about spoiler alert.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Infinity War or I Feel Pretty, turn this the fuck off. Oh, God, that's not good for ratings. Mute us.
Mute us. Yeah, that's the other thing is now that I'm going to be doing this on my own, we need to get some subscribing way up.
Yeah.
Because if you actually do want me to tour as a single person, we need to get them numbers high and tight, girls. I don't know why I said girls. It's mostly girls listening to this.
So, as my last request.
Yes, please.
Please share this with your friends.
Make them subscribe.
Make them subscribe. Mm-hmm. Get those downloads happening.
Think of this as like a book club. You guys can all listen to it and then hang out on Fridays and talk about what I talked about. I'm so scared to do this alone. Oh my God. Oh.
You could do this.
I can do this. It's just going to be more work. I'm going to have to like plan things to talk about.
I think you could also get like a little soundboard with sound effects.
Ooh.
So you could...
What a fun idea.
Yeah, maybe we could order it today.
Let's see. Soundboard.
Yeah. Because then you could just sort of be like... When you're like feeling weird, just be like... I don't know. It's fun.
That's going to be fun. I'll download that today. Good idea, Coat. Yeah, so share this with your friends for fuck's sake. But yes, this is going to be mild.
Ooh.
What?
Fun idea. You don't have to use it because I am leaving. But if you want me to, you could have a Kate soundboard.
Yes! That's it. Just little sound bites of things you say. Like, I don't know, man.
Say hi.
Jasmine, come and say hi. Wait, come in.
Do you want to say hi to
Say
people
hi on
our
the pod.
podcast?
I actually said your name earlier.
Why?
Because this is Kate's leaving episode.
Oh.
I know.
Sorry, buddy.
So I said things like, I'm going to make our friends come in, like Jasmine. First of all, look at this blazer. What a blazer. Where's that from?
A thrift store.
Oh, wow. You look
Right?
good.
Right? Because
You're
I
good.
feel like this shit never like works when you find it in thrift stores. Yeah.
You
So
nailed it.
Jazz, what do you think about change and friendship and scariness?
I don't know. Sometimes it's hard. Like I feel like this is something similar to what people can relate to of like going off to college or
good
like
metaphor.
going far away from each other.
Yeah.
But your real ones always stay around, and obviously you're a real one.
Aww.
Yeah.
And Jazz, you're going to have to come on
Oh.
and be like, maybe we'll do like a season of Jazz.
Woo! I'm down.
Are you?
Yeah. Fuck yes.
See,
I mean, no one can replace.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
right.
totally
No
can.
one can- no,
You could
no.
It
replace
would be
me.
a
No
sharp
one-
left
Guys, I'm
turn.
nothing if not
Very
replaceable.
true. You are.
If there's one thing I've learned from
Please.
BuzzFeed and Hollywood,
Oh my
I
God.
am nothing if not replaceable.
You are
Christ,
not replaceable.
Kate.
at
Everyone's
all.
We spent
replaceable.
the last 36
Save the
minutes
pictures.
talking
Everyone's
about
replaceable.
how you're not replaceable.
You really are. You really are. You give great insight
See?
and great detail.
So
Yes.
I think it's going to be fun to have we're going to have a Kate soundboard.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be like different.
Little
One of them could
clips.
be long too. Just be like, you never really are in control of whatever. And then you don't
Just
know which
remember, you're
one.
strong enough on your own. You don't need that person in your life.
I
Just
love
one of
that.
you going, yes.
love that.
yes.
Thanks, Jazz.
Of course, I love you guys.
You guys
you,
will
buddy.
see. We'll see Jazz on soon because I am going to freak out and fail and rely on our friends for a little while. I'm scared. It's
know.
fine.
It's
Let's
okay to
talk
be
about
scared.
Infinity War.
I think the Kate board is really funny.
It's
I think a lot of people
such
are
a
going
funny
to.
idea.
I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, oh, the poor thing. I think if anything, people are going to like you more because of this.
I do not think that's true because I have a very hard time listening to the podcast alone when I'm talking. What is my saving grace is when you chime in.
Yeah, but that's how I feel about the podcast.
Interesting.
I hate when I'm talking. I think it just comes down to how you feel about yourself.
Yeah, and we might just do 30 episodes and then take a break. Not you, but I might do just 30 episodes and take a break and film a bunch of stuff and figure out what works. We do have some guests lined up that are going to be fun and exciting for you guys. Sort of.
Let's talk about Infinity War.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Mild spoiler alerts. I'm going to be honest.
Huh.
I don't really know much about Avengers in the Marvel world. I've only seen the movies, so I don't know about the comics. I don't know about the history. I
don't
kind of
either.
Also don't care.
My fandom is Harry Potter.
Samesies.
So.
I went last week. I got my necklace replaced, my Deathly Hallows necklace, because I lost mine in a bathhouse, a Russian bathhouse. I don't know why it matters that it was Russian, but it was.
Where is there a Russian bathhouse?
In West Hollywood.
What's a bathhouse?
It's literally where you strip down to your skivvies, and they beat you with palm fronds, and they
Palm fronds. Don fronds.
Hi Tan, we miss you. And they scrub you, and they water you down. It's very confusing, and it feels very not very hygienic because I feel like there's other people's skin cells just lying around. So I lost my Harry Potter necklace there.
Because they beat it off of you?
Yeah, they beat it off of me.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like swimming. I just, not for me. For some people, not for me. Chelsea did it in an episode of Chelsea Does. Look at your face right now.
This is one of the funniest faces in the world where you just furl one lip, like your top lip up off to the side. Aw. Look at how ugly that is. Aw.
But I too love Harry Potter. But so I saw the movie.
Uh-huh.
I fell asleep. I went by myself on a self-care Saturday.
Okay.
Down in Santa Mons. Nice, cool movie theater. And I fell asleep at the part where Gamora goes with Thanos to
so you didn't see the
planet. I have no idea how they found the one stone.
Okay.
And I heard it's a big thing, but then I also don't believe, I felt like what they did this movie around was that this was all just a setup for the second movie.
Yeah. So this is the funny thing is I talked to some of my, like Quinta's a huge fan. Like she is a Marvel like
fanatic.
Yeah,
she's fan addict.
She's a stan. She's a Stanley stan.
You guys know that word because you're teens.
So she was I know also like my dad is a big Marvel fan and stuff, and they like people were like really really impressed by how smart this movie was because because it's like
connecting all the words.
It's connecting all the worlds, but then also the fact that they're going to make so much money off of doing this, where it's all set up and like this is one story in its own, and then there's going to be another one next year.
And they have their movies slated out till 2025.
Their movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane to plan that far ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that, damn, I don't know if I should say this.
What? What is it about? Is it a spoiler?
No, because it's on IMDb, but Captain Marvel is going to be in the next one. It's a girl.
Oh, Brie Larson.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
I don't love that.
Why?
I just feel like... So I heard, again, Quinta told me that it was like she was cast a couple years ago. I really like Brie Larson. I just feel like there could have been...
Other not white women?
Yeah, like I'm tired of seeing like small, pretty...
Blonde hair, blue eyes,
white women kicking ass.
Yeah.
Like I'm really tired of it. Like it could have been... I don't know. It could have been, and I'm sure she's gonna do fine or whatever. But I think that like
it's it's one of those things where J.K. Rowling never specified Hermione's race, and then like when they made Cursed Child the play, they cast a black actress, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is revolutionary!" And Jo was like, that can apply. That can be applicable to any.
I know for like
storytelling that is adapted.
Yeah, and I know that the comic books it was like she was blonde. She is blonde and white and
in the comics.
Yeah. So, but she also look at that shit. I think that like look at how like and she's like
butch,
bigger and stronger. I just feel like it could have been someone else. You know what I mean?
She kind of looks like Robin Wright from House of Cards when she had really short blonde hair.
I just feel like I don't know.
She has like super short hair. I like that.
Yeah. So
the bisexual bob. She should have been a bisexual.
We have the bob. So I don't know. It's not me being like, oh, this woman shouldn't have had it. Like, by all means, women, go for it. That looks... Is that Brie Larson?
Yeah, that's Brie Larson.
Okay.
That looks like not like that.
Yeah.
Also, what the fuck is that? We're looking at pictures.
So that's another thing. I feel like it's weird too because like, I mean, she's probably gonna do a great job.
Yeah,
she's good. I don't know. It's just
no. It makes sense that especially in like the times we're living in, where they're slated to have movies to 2025. It's like you've now given a white woman a platform for the next, 7 years.
And I think it could have been cool. And I know that it was cast a while ago and all that sort of stuff, whatever. Yeah. But I also think like it could have been cool for someone who hasn't been in anything big whose name people don't know. Really, and who's. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. There's so many movies where white women kick ass. Watch any Lifetime. I don't know. Maybe we should cut this part.
No, I think it's applicable.
I just feel like there's not a lot of like other. I just think it's weird to like look at a cast and be like, all right, we got one of these, we got one of these, we got one of these, and
feels like they're trying to check off boxes.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, we have
Black Widow and we have
Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
I'm not saying that that's a cap. Like we have a cap on it, but like I don't know.
It's like look at, all of the superhero movies that, it feels dated almost, like a dated choice.
Yeah.
Did you like the movie?
I did like the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it was cool to watch all the superheroes meet, and it was fun to see that writing, like how the different genres and like tones even collided, and I thought they did a good job with that. But fuck, it was long. How long was it?
2.5 hours.
Fuck, I took about a 15-minute nap, and then I woke up and I was like, oh shit.
I feel like a big part of the movie. Like a really big part.
Yeah, because then I obviously had to play catch up once the scenes were playing out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, with Chris Pratt's character. And I was like,
here's another thing that bothers me. I've been thinking about that. Okay, so there a lot of like the the black women in the Marvel universe are like almost all in Wakanda, like are in Black Panther, right?
Yeah.
And then Zoe Saldana's character is painted green.
Yeah.
And like she's technically
talking about like literal erasure.
like I'm not trying to make something into what it's not or anything like that. And even like the other like the Falcon and fucking Don Cheadle's character are both kind of side characters to Captain America and Iron Man.
In their suits.
And they're like, I just feel like there is a huge opportunity that was missed, and I think that's what's like upsetting is that I think that a lot of times people, and they throw this around a lot, like we need more diversity, and it's like, well, sure, yes, that should be the point that we do need more diversity, but it's also like when you think of like a strong, kick-ass person, is Brie Larson the first one that comes to mind?
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Give me someone who wasn't hot in elementary school.
Do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
She exudes that like every girl, you know, and I feel like they're
I never looked like that.
Every girl can be Captain, whatever the fuck her name is. Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Brie Larson, if you're listening, which you're not,
please come on the podcast because I need help.
Yeah, come on the podcast. But yeah, man, I don't know. It could have been. I don't know. Maybe this is just like a culmination. It's not like this one movie. It's just a culmination of like, why?
And it like did huge numbers this weekend. It was like there's only been 100 and something movies that have made more money than this opening weekend, which I feel like it's also gonna.
It's gonna blow it out of the water next movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, another movie we both saw.
I Feel Pretty.
I Feel Pretty. Amy Schumer. There was a lot of backlash leading up to the movie's release because.
See, this is the shit I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is the shit I'm talking about, Kelsey.
Okay, so just break it down. Amy Schumer released a movie about, in the trailer, basically what you see is a less than perfect looking woman who's, you know,
she's
people
not
were
the
arguing.
Hollywood idealized.
Yeah, people are still arguing like, well, she's still hot and pretty. She's not that big. People were saying that she hits her head and then all of a sudden she loves herself and is confident, but she's still in this wretched body that people were like, wow, what a terrible message. And they were putting
They didn't even watch the fucking movie.
They didn't even see the fucking movie. I will admit, I also fell asleep.
Buddy, you need to get
in
more
this
rest
movie
tonight.
because I was in New York and they have those lay down seats.
Oh, damn.
They have lay down movie theater seats. And what, am I not going to fall asleep in the lay down seat in the nice, cool theater, dark theater? So I saw most of the movie, but I will be honest, I fell asleep during the pivotal speech at the end. So, like, the whole point of the movie. But I got it, okay? I went back and I read articles about it, and I know what happens. And I just want to say, it is not the movie that Twitter had attacked her for.
People love to hate her.
And, you know, she was
It was
on.
a funny fucking movie.
It was funny. It was LOL. At one point, Jared, I went and saw it with my boyfriend. He said that I woke up and went, shh.
You shushed him for laughing?
And then he was like, bitch, you're asleep in a movie theater. You don't get to shush people for laughing at the movie.
Yeah.
But, I think people, and it comes back to what you always talk about with, like, drag culture. And I think people wanted to drag Amy Schumer because she is other than the popular opinion with a lot of things. And we wanted to discredit her for all the amazing fucking work that she has done. And I'm not just talking about her movie work and her sketch work, but just stuff with like gun reform and women's fucking issues in a whole. Just because they interpreted the movie to be a way that it wasn't even.
She told her story. To be quite honest, it's true. She got up, like, at one point, she's on a date, and she gets up on stage to enter. That's in the commercial, or, like, the trailer, too. That she gets up on stage and competes in a bikini contest.
Wet t-shirt.
Well, it's not even a wet t-shirt contest. She just makes a makeshift bikini out of her actual clothing. And she gets up on stage, and everyone's sort of like, what?
Yeah.
what? Because it's normal. It really is normal for women to not be that confident, and we feel like you have to look a certain way to be that confident. And they never said in the movie what she saw herself as.
Exactly. And she said it in the Oprah. She was on Oprah's podcast, the Super Soul interview. Which my God, everyone, please go.
So you guys telling me you know more than Oprah?
Yeah. Please.
Oprah liked the movie, you idiots.
She loved the movie. And
Yeah.
Amy said on Oprah's podcast, she was like, they don't know what I was looking at. And to be honest, I saw myself.
Yeah.
Like, she was thrilled to be portraying herself as that confident woman.
Have you ever looked at like a picture of yourself when it's taken and you're like, if you're feeling kind of bad, you're like, oh, fuck, this picture is awful. This is such a bad picture of me. And if you don't delete it or get rid of it or whatever, and in a couple years you could look back and be like, what the fuck was I so upset about?
Yeah.
I looked good. Why was I so mean to myself? Because it really is the perspective. You think that you look different. They did there's something in a magazine a couple of years ago about a woman who took a picture of herself every single day.
Oh,
and there were certain days where she felt like fat or she felt ugly or she felt like whatever, and she looked the fucking same in every single one. So it really is about how you see yourself.
Exactly.
But I do think that there is a very real world that is sort of pushing women to feel like they shouldn't look a certain way, whether it's like body type or just any way that you look on the outside, that sort of like celebrates a traditional cookie cutter type of mold, and it's literally to sell products.
Yeah.
It's why we haven't done like a workout thing on here. Like, I was even a little skeptical about Fit Fab Fun for a second, because it has fit in it.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I don't like that, like, because, be healthy or whatever, but, like...
That's the thing, is, like, the thing people were also attacking her for was, like, well, she's not even that big. And it's like, what does that have to do with the fucking message of the movie?
That's the point. It's not supposed to be funny that someone big likes themselves. That's not even funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the fact that the funny thing was the fact that it was actually like turning it around on everybody and being like, we don't look at people like that. It made more sense for her to be shy and reserved and to be like, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to even be around you beautiful people. So her being extra confident was like, it was like a refreshing thing. And that's not even where the jokes are. The jokes are from like misunderstandings, and they're just really good. There's like a part where she that killed me. Where she, in the beginning, where she falls off the bike and hits her head, but then she gets up and they were like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. She walks into or she's leaving. It's when her pants split, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's what it was. And then the guy in front of her, off to the side of her, goes to the hot girl in front of her. Are you okay? And it's the funniest fucking part, because those are jokes throughout the whole thing. But the point is that when you do see a lot of it is how you present yourself.
And it was also too like I'm not attacking the women who were attacking Amy Schumer, but it also was like, clearly those women had some negative shit to say about Amy Schumer's body or like her looks. The same way we wanted to kind of, we didn't like write it down, but we wanted to touch on Michelle Wolf's White House Correspondents' speech.
Yeah.
The same way that like people were then attacking Michelle Wolf over something she wasn't even like saying about Sarah Huckabee Sanders' body. And she even tweeted it out being like, hey, I didn't attack anything about her weight, but it obviously seems like you have something to say about her weight.
Okay, what kind of piece of shit is like, she's not even, like, it doesn't make sense because she's not fat enough for this to be funny. Oh, so you don't like fat people? Is that what you're saying, Twitter?
Yeah.
You know, well, fuck you. And then, anyway, and then also, so that's like what bothered me about the idea of like, that she was even, it would be great to live in a world where this movie people would be like, what do you have there? There's nothing there, but there is something there. There's something there even by the backlash she got from it.
And this is a movie too that like I think everyone can enjoy. I know that Amy had talked about they rented out a theater for a bunch of teenage girls to see the movie, and they had a talk afterwards, and she felt like it was one of the most impactful things of her life that she'd ever done, because she was speaking to young women, and that was like her goal with this. But I saw so many dudes in that theater, and they were laughing, and it wasn't, this like pro-women, like, feminist movie.
It's a fucking funny movie.
Comedy. And then I wanted to bring up, I forgot to tell you, I watched it on Sunday with Jared, was another great movie that's on Netflix called I'm Not an Easy Man, and it's actually a French film. Oh. And so there's subtitles, but it is so funny. It's about a guy who's like, you know, kind of this stereotypical like misogynist pig who like, you know, spends all day jeering at women and like, you know, being, you know, a typical asshole. And he hits his head on a pole and wakes up where everything is reversed. So women run everything. Women wear, you know, the suits, down to everything where like they don't shave their legs. Literally everything is reversed. So he has to learn how to fit in a woman's world where like he has to shave his legs and wear short shorts. And he's the assistant to all these high powerful women. And it's so funny. And they took everything so literally. And like that to me was an incredible, as soon as the movie was over, Jared goes, and he's a pretty liberal feminist dude. He goes, whoa. So that's what it's like. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Me coming home every day, like, telling you stories isn't enough. But it put it through the lens of, like, a straight, I think the guy was white, powerful man that I was like, what a good recommendation for people to watch with their either, you know, friends, significant others, husbands, whatever. Because at the end, it provided so much conversation, and also it was funny. Like, it was so wild to imagine this guy in a woman's world that it was so funny, like so outrageously backwards that, like, as much as it hurt me watching it, because I was like, oh, I wish this were true. Like, even the women drive the sports cars and da-da-da, like, it was so wildly opposite that it was a LOL comedy.
And it's weird that people kind of get mad at the idea of something changing and being like, oh, you're pushing the feminist agenda.
Golly.
And it's like, duh.
Yeah.
Of course I'm pushing the feminist agenda. Of course.
That was the best part, was there was a part in the French film where the guys band together to form a small men's group where they go to the streets and they protest about how they aren't given the same opportunities, and they wear like fake like plastic breasts, and they you know, they act ridiculous because that's how the women are acting. And then when, you know, spoiler alert, the world does reverse back, you see this big movement of women wearing like the pussy power hats and Trump signs and stuff. And it was kind
negative
of even,
Trump signs.
Negative Trump, like just a standard women's march. And you're like, oh shit. Imagine if it was the other way around, because people are like, what do we need to march for women for? Just like the gender as a whole. And like,
that brings up a really good point too. The fact that like, I think a lot of times people think that just because something is pro something, it doesn't mean that it's anti something else. So like, even kind of going back to, because God forbid I have a controversial opinion, but going back to like the Captain Marvel thing, just because I would like to see someone else doesn't mean I'm not happy that Brie Larson's working. Doesn't mean I'm not happy. That she's, like,
we're thrilled that women are
there.
Movies.
It's just sort of, I think it's important to be like, and it doesn't mean that I have to hate. It doesn't mean that you, just because you don't like something, you're like, that could have been better. Doesn't mean you hate what it is. I don't mean that at all. But I feel like, you know, maybe like look where we could have improved.
Yeah, exactly.
Or done something different.
And it especially feels like, well, let's break it in by giving a white woman the role first, and then we can break into women of color. It's like, it's not dangerous to give a white woman a role. It's not like revolutionary. And it feels like,
it's also like, it feels, it's not but the thing is it kind of is in other places. Like it truly is.
Like with Late Night, right? It was like, oh, let's give like Samantha Bee, she's a white woman, a platform, and then we can take a risk on women of color perhaps. Or like, I don't know, what's another fucking example? Like,
I mean, I guess that shows the problem is that there's not actually that many.
Yeah, exactly. Or like Michelle Wolf, right? Like Michelle Wolf is now getting her own late night show, and like that's fucking awesome. But like, where are the women of color's late night shows? They don't exist in America,
right? And I think that I mean, there's so many Jimmys.
Golly, literally.
Like, I don't hate them. It's nothing like that.
No, I watch it. I watch them. And I'm entertained by it.
Yeah, it's not saying that, I'm sick of it, so let's fucking never see it again. It's just like, oh, God,
Another.
You know, it's like, you love pasta.
I fucking love pasta.
But if you went to a
to me.
no problem. But if you went to like a 7-course meal and all of it was pasta, you'd be like,
too much pasta.
That's too much pasta.
But one really good pasta every now and then will change your fucking life.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, balance is, I guess, the key.
Eat more pasta is the
Eat more pasta,
of
give
this.
women of color more platforms.
A chance.
As we say as two white girls who don't really know anything.
No.
I don't think it's a bad thing to say, though.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's important to say.
Yeah.
It's intersectional.
Yeah.
For the sake of being intersectional. We have a fun game to end on. We figured, because Kate is so good at giving advice to fans, and we usually answer a fan question, and Kate's advice is always so much better than mine.
That's not true.
It's true. Ask anyone. That we would give our favorite email subject headers from fan questions, and just give a quick. We don't have Kate for much longer, so let's just give a quick one or two words about what you think about the headline.
Okay.
Okay, so sorry also to the fans who aren't getting like a super in-depth deep dive, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. Erin says her subject line is Hermione Granger in the diagnosis of fake herpes.
Boom.
Thoughts?
Love Hermione Granger. Not a fan of herpes.
Or fake herpes.
Could be an ingrown hair.
Yep. Bailey's headliner is Gyno sneezes on my vagina and ultrasound tech inserts wand in my asshole.
Find a new doctor. Next.
Siri says, sometimes I just want a quickie, you know?
I hear you, girl. Do it.
Kyle says, y'all ready for the gay shit? Always, Kyle. Next. Shauna says, sensitive girl who loves beer in your podcast.
Hey, buddy. Crack one open for us.
Leah says, heard my friend masturbating.
Hey, don't knock it.
You know, it's okay to hear your friend masturbating.
Yeah, I mean, if they're right in front of you masturbating, that's a different story.
Yeah.
If you heard them masturbating and you would like to not hear them again.
Close your ears.
Oh, actually, Harris Whittles had a really funny joke about masturbating in college.
What?
That, like, him and his friend had the same, if you look it up, you could see the good joke. I'm just going to give a recap, but it's like him and his, basically it's just that when you have the same schedule as someone, you share a room, you have to make sure that they're asleep, so you have to keep checking on them to make sure that they're asleep, because that's when you could masturbate, so essentially you end up just masturbating to your roommate.
Sleeping. That's funny.
It's very funny.
Haley said, in all caps, I fucking got called out for pooping at uni. Uni is university in British speak.
So tell that one person who called you out who never poops, maybe give them a little DVD of what it means to poop, or that little book, Everybody Poops.
There you go. Even the Queen poops, which just makes me laugh.
When you just think of them like squeezing out one,
God.
is they're like,
hashtag relatable.
Because think of someone that you're like really intimidated by. You're just like, they're perfect.
Dude,
and then think of them just doing this.
I tweeted this the other day and it didn't do really well, but I was cracking up about it. It just said LOL Beyonce poops LOL.
Yeah.
Because think about Beyonce. The Beyonce pooping.
I know. They got us.
Last one, Claire said,
everyone has thought at one point, did I get it? Is it over?
Ew. Is it time? Just a clean break. All of these about poop. Claire says, pooped and a helicopter landed next to me. I want to know more about that one.
We could open that one.
Let's just open that one.
Let's open it.
Let's see. Pooped and a helicopter landed next to me.
Hey, ladies.
This week's podcast made me go, oh, I've got to share the helicopter poop story. Oh, fun story.
It made me go, oh, I got to share the helicopter poop.
So we were at the Colorado River during the summer at a sandbar. I was about 8 and realized that I had to poop. The problem with the sandbar is that the only bathroom near is across the river, which means you'd have to load up the boat, push it out, blah, blah, blah. Basically, I needed to poop now, so we needed to find a spot. This was in the middle of summer, so there were a shit ton of people there. We walked up a little hill. Mom dug me a hole, and I squatted. So pissed that I had to poop in a fucking hole. So I'm halfway through dumping the load, and I hear a noise. All the sand around me starts flying. I'm shaking as my poop keeps dropping, and we look around to see what the fuck is happening. A helicopter comes flying over me, and all the people at the sandbar climb up to my poop spot to see it. It ended up landing right next to me. I was crying my little eyes out, and I pinched off the last nugget and ran to the water to wipe. So that's my poop story. Hope you enjoyed.
Claire.
That's so funny to think about. Because you're 8. It's not like you're 15 and can feel the embarrassment. You're just mortified as an 8-year-old.
It's too much. Pooping's hard enough when you're 8. You're like, what's happening? Why is my body fighting the thing that it wants to do?
Did I ever tell you a story about me being terrified of automatic flushing toilets?
No.
Quick story.
Loving
very young, like maybe even younger than 8. Went to Hawaii with my family. I had to poop so bad. And so I went to the bathroom, and the noises with the toilets were already going, and it was scaring me. And so my mom took me into the stall, and I sat down, and then all of a sudden it started flushing, and I started hysterically crying. But my mom was like, over 12 hours of travel, and was just like, just poop! Yeah. And so I was screaming, pooping, trying to get off the toilet, and she literally had to scoop me by my knees, and I was holding her shoulders, and I was hovering over, and she was holding me like this over the toilet, and I was screaming, crying, just shitting into this automatic, and the toilet was flushing because we were moving around, and I was just like, and my mom was like, oh my fucking God. And I was terrified at these toilets.
Yeah.
That's the story.
Everyone's got poop stuff. I didn't poop for 3 days when I was at Bonnaroo.
Oh my God.
And then I took a cold shower, or I took a hot shower. No, it doesn't matter. I took a shower, I smoked a cigarette, and I got a coffee, and I had a full-blown bowel attack.
Where?
At Bonnaroo. I had to go into the porta potties, and it was 96 degrees, so I was dying.
Oh,
and I had to body check someone out of the way.
Toilet.
I kept running back and forth between camp and the toilet, and I finally come back, and I was like, my butthole is on fire. Can somebody roll me a joint, please? And they did, and then I just sort of laid down in the middle, and I was like, I feel sick.
Speaking of Bonnaroo, I guess we're not going.
Well, they weren't going to pay for our flight anyway.
You guys, we got so close to performing the podcast at Bonnaroo. But it didn't happen. And you know what? Better off, right?
Yeah.
Then we would have kept doing the podcast. Everything happens for a reason.
I'm going to New Orleans that weekend now.
I'm going to New Orleans that weekend. Wait, we talked about this.
No.
Yes, we did, because we were in a meeting, and I was like, fuck, I need to cancel my trip now, because my dumbass booked a trip to New Orleans. What? I'm going with all of my outside friends.
I'm going with Rory, Mary, and my sister.
Dude, no joke. Look at my calendar.
Oh my
God. I booked the trip and then I had to cancel it. And then when is it? The
7th. I'm going from the 7th to the 10th.
I'm going 8, 9, and 10 with all the homies.
That's crazy.
Is so funny.
Damn, dog.
Dude, and I'm not drinking. But
Me either.
Oh, wow. Oh, good.
It's been 2 weeks.
Oh, congrats. Mine's been a week.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Dang.
How did that happen? I've never been to New Orleans.
Me
Neither of
either.
you. We talked about how we wanted to go.
It's funny because Mary was going. Mary's a dentist and she has a dental conference in, which is
I don't know why that's so
it's so
sweet.
funny.
Yeah.
So they were paying for her Airbnb and her flight, so she was going for free.
Oh wow!
And then she told Rory to come down with her, and then I invited myself, but Rory wasn't going to go. And then once I said I was going, my sister was like, "Oh, I could do that," and I was like, "Well, all right."
So
and now Rory's going, so
going.
I had to get my own Airbnb anyway because Mary only had one bed.
That's so funny.
I know, that's crazy.
Oh my God!
Where are you staying?
I have no idea. They rented a big house because it's it's 6 of us girls.
Okay.
It's Amanda, Stephanie, all the chicks from my birthday that are my weird outside group.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Oh, fun.
That's gonna be a shit show.
It really
But
will
I'm gonna
be
be sober, so
I need to get weed. If anyone knows how to get weed in.
don't ask that because we are for sure gonna have to take that out.
Why?
It's not legal in New Orleans. I know. Don't worry, legal. We didn't
We
say
took
the
it
out. Should we give our last shouts outs?
Yeah. My shout outs are Taylor and Brooke. Yeah. And Mandy Sings.
Mandy Sings.
I haven't heard from you in a while. Hope you're doing well. And my friend Kelsey.
Hey.
That's my other shout out, buddy.
My shout outs are for Nikki Hodges, UMSL, Hannah Blackburn, Danny Dex, and Jane L. Monita, and my friend Coat. Guys, I'm really sad and scared. Change is scary, but I'm glad Coat's taking care of herself. And we'll always find a way to poke her and make her hang out with us, but
That's good.
please.
We'll always find a way to poke her. I'll technically be here next week, but just off to the
we'll
side.
figure out a way to make this work. Please stay subscribed, and if not,
Subscribe
you
more.
weren't
You
a
should
real
subscribe.
one, as Jasmine says. You weren't a real one. And trust me, it's going to be entertaining to figure out how I'm going to do this. But please send all your messages of thanks to Coat. I think that would be really nice if everyone told her how much she changed everyone's life.
Nah, keep it to yourself.
I think the best quote you ever said on this podcast was "backed up cum turns into fruit juice." So let's.
I feel
all
like that's
remember that.
close to a Louis joke, which sucks.
Well, whatever. He sucks anyways.
Don't have heroes.
Any last words?
Fucking bye!